We play.
We fight.
We conquer.
Welcome back to the Freak Show. I am your host, Bumpy McSquiggums. We're back with more Lawn Mowing Simulator. We're about to take on, I believe it's this one, the Orchard, but it's a different version of the Orchard. While good old Poppy Joyce is going to be taking on the cafe area. Okay. And, yeah, Aaron Griffin's going to be taking on the other Orchard. The one that we have already done. So let's see all about the Orchard Cottage. Seems to be this time around versus the Rowley Manor. Alright, folks, let's dive in and get to mowing that lawn. It's been longer than I wanted before between this episode and the last, so hopefully, my high level of skill hasn't dwindled at all, but it probably has. I don't know that I've ever done this one myself. I don't think I have. This is all new to me. Well, that's going to be cool. Alright, so I've decided, because much like... Well, let me think about this for a minute here. I'm pretty sure when I mow a lawn... I'm thinking... Yeah. No, I start with the... I start with a riding lawnmower, to be honest, and then I go and I probably do the string trimmer, or the weed whacker, and then I think I finish off with a push lawnmower in case there's anything else that was a little bit too close for the riding lawnmower and a little bit too far. I didn't want to do like a 3-foot wide section with the string trimmer. So yeah, I think we're gonna do the trimmer last. I think that's gonna be the plan. But before any of that, we have to go walk the yard and pick up the 8 objects that are around said yard. So this is something that's always kind of a little terrifying, because oftentimes you're in like a super tall grass, right? So it's very possible that you are not going to actually find what's out in the yard unless you're looking every so many feet. Generally they don't have giant beacons that show up when you get close, that jump out at you. Yeah, I've never done this one before. This would be a new lawn. It looks like it's very uneven too, so that'll probably add to the super fun and hilarity of it all, along with the angry cattle. I should have one more thing. Hopefully it's in this back corner, otherwise we missed something. Ah, there it is. Good, perfect. Alright, their new DLC dropped, I want to say, near the end of November. So you guys should be able to go and grab that. It's the Ancient British DLC, I think is what they called it. And essentially what it does, let's see our hat here, 2 3/8 to 2 3/4. Okay, do I have to start it first before I can adjust the height? I guess so. Okay, we're gonna go with the highest possible. Anyhow, and essentially what it allows you to do is go and do some old British stuff, like some ruins of a castle, all sorts of stuff. So it looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. I don't know that I'll ever get hooked up with it, but I may end up going around and doing a little bit of the old purchase of the DLC down the line. Well, we got a bit to go before we really need to push on that. Speaking of which, let's ghost ride the whip a little bit here. Yeah, I know. Oh, I'm very nervous of my own driving skills right now. As you can tell, I like to hit stuff, apparently. I like to hit it. Oh, maybe that's the better call. Kind of see what's going on. I keep like correcting like crazy. I mean, I would never do this in reality, by the way, guys. I would never drive this recklessly with a mower of lawns or anything else. To be honest, anything else, to be fairly honest, but got to do it for the camera. What? I don't know. Yeah, I was a little wide on this. All right. Well, I think we can settle back into our preferred overhead view here. It definitely looks like this is going to be a slow process. So we're gonna have to slow roll ourselves here. Just nice casual driving, going at 5.4 miles an hour, which is still pretty quick on a lawnmower. That's actually feels pretty fast. All right. So one of the really good things about the old weed whacker is you can use the lawnmowers with the larger decks, and it's not going to be as difficult to finish as it might have been before. Like, I probably would have struggled with this quite a bit with this particular mower in the past. So I feel like, yeah, this is a little bit of all right. I think this is going to be good. Really like that they have the strimmers, or the string trimmers, weed whackers, what have you. The leaf blowers is something that's going to be coming. Now, I understand kind of why and how and whatever for the leaf blowers, but in context of this game, generally you get like a mulching blade or something pretty quickly. So you don't really spend a lot of time, blowing the stuff out the side, which makes me think that the leaf blowers, maybe they're going to have something else to do. Maybe they're going to add something into the game that makes it a little bit more, I don't say viable, but more useful, I guess. We're just going to go real broad strokes here. Oh, really? I was going too quick and I hurt the ground. Oh. Just real broad stroke. Oh, we missed this entirely. Because the uneven ground there kind of screwed me up just a bit. Oh yeah, we're like riding a horse over here. This is rough. Definitely some rough terrain around that. All right, let's get around here. So yeah, I'm not really sure how the leaf blowers are really going to work, other than maybe just you go, if you do stuff and you leave little piles of grass, like you do with your initial, you can do with the initial lawnmower and whatnot. Maybe you could just go by with a leaf blower and blow everything out of the way. Like I said, I'm not really sure how it's going to be incredibly useful or implemented, but I am curious. I really want to see what they decide to do with that. But either way, we're back. We're back. We're mowing some lawns. I don't know about story time today. I didn't really prepare anything. I was going to, and then I didn't, because I'm terrible at doing the things that I want to do, or I say I'm going to do. So story time wasn't really prepared. So I don't know. Let's think. Anything interesting, exciting lately? Not really. All right. Well, here's one. Here's one. So maybe a cautionary tale at best. I don't know if I'd even say it's a really cautionary tale. So my, I guess, stepson, my wife's son. Again, now here's the thing. It's not that I'm not trying to claim ownership or whatever of the child, because again, you don't generally own your children. It's a bit weird. But by the time I married his mother, he was already a full-grown adult. So it's not like he was like a 5-year-old, and I'm like, this kid is not mine. It's not like that. It's and he still is in contact with his father and everything else. So anyway. So both of my quote-unquote stepkids are also not really, it's a weird dynamic, okay? It's a little bit of a weird dynamic, but it's fine. There's no animosity or hatred or anything like that. So it's all good in the hood, folks. Anyway, he's big into doing a lot of like nature trails, like walking and camping and hiking. I guess walking and hiking are the same thing, depending on where you do it. Bike riding and so on and so forth. Problem with bike riding is you're in Canada land. It gets cold and snowy for a good part of the year. So, that being said, it does tend to put a dampening on using your bike. In fact, he doesn't drive at all. He only rides bicycle. So, that being said, again, Canada, snow, bad time for bikes. Well, he went and he wanted for Christmas, he wanted these tires that actually have little studs in them to, give you extra traction for doing exactly what he, wants to do, and that's like drive his bike during the winter months, excuse me, and, not be without his bike the whole time. So, like, I get it. All right, let's empty the collector. Very nice. So, my wife found the right tire, or maybe he found the right tire, and they sent me the link to order it, which, again, I'm not really sure why they did that, but it's fine. So, I looked at it, and when I looked at the tire, it was there. It was, way more expensive than I would have ever thought a bike tire was supposed to be. And initially, they showed 2 tires in their graphic and everything on, I believe it was on Amazon. And this is like a specialty bike. This is a specialty tire. I don't think they had them locally here for us to order. Otherwise, my wife is very big into supporting local business, so she would have ordered it locally. Anyway, long story short, I'm looking at it, and I looked everywhere. I'm like, it doesn't say if it's 1 or 2 tires. It shows 2 tires, 100% shows 2 tires. But why would they show 2 tires if it's only, 1 tire? And it's already really expensive for what I thought a bike tire was. I figured you can get a couple bike tires for like 50, 60 bucks, right? Nope. Oh, this 1 tire was over double that. Anyway. So I order it. It gets here. It says it's not going to be here until the 21st, which is actually pretty close to when I'm recording this. But it came early, but there was no notification that it came early, which is weird because, like, everybody notifies you all the time when you get stuff these days. Like, hey, things out for delivery today. Nope, it's been delivered, which is nice. That's a good thing. Didn't have that, and it came early, and it was a single tire. So I go back on there like, all right, well, we got to order another one, whatever. I go back on there to order the second one, and they changed all the graphics, all the pictures. There's now just a single tire because apparently a lot of people complain. Anyway, long story short, they changed all the graphics, and they jacked up the price by like an extra $30. I'm like, oh my god. So we're not real thrilled with it. And then I just got an email last night saying, oh, we're sorry, we oversold that product. So I don't even know what we're going to end up doing. But what a crappy little situation, especially around Christmas time. Like, I get it, but it seems duplicitous to go and show 2 tires when you're only selling 1, first off. Especially at that price. Especially if people aren't, bike tire enthusiasts. I had no idea how expensive bike tires could get. I'm still baffled that, honestly, the bike tires that he got are more expensive than I've paid for an entire set of tires for a couple of my vehicles over the years. So yeah, it's a bit rough. Now, I've also had a few vehicles where the tires were absolutely more expensive, but either way, you would think that a bicycle tire would not be more expensive than a car tire in any circumstance. How wrong I was with that assumption. How wrong I was. So yeah, that was one of the things. Now here's the other thing. I think I told you guys last time about the gift that I got my wife, the displayed stuff and what they were and all that. Well, I've been telling her, and I may have mentioned this. I don't know if I had or hadn't. I have been telling her that I got her 16 wall-mounted Furbies. That's just basically the head and the eyes and the mouth. That is light sensitive, motion sensitive, and sound sensitive, or activated, excuse me, not sensitive. So if you turn on a light, if you move, or if you make a noise, it will turn them on and they will start talking and everything else. She absolutely does not believe me, but I'm really trying and pushing to sell her on this. And now she's starting to question whether I actually got her these Furbies or not. I figured, well, I gotta go with something, because, it came in a really, really thin box, so the only thing I can think of is something. I'm like, they're mounted kind of like a moose head would be, you know, on a fake hunk of wood. And they're really slim and narrow, and there's 16 of them because it's a pretty big box, right? And you'll be able to put them. I'm just smashing into everything. I apologize. You're gonna be able to put them into basically everywhere in the house. You know, one right outside the bathroom. Every time somebody goes in, the Furby's gonna start screaming at them. You put one in the kitchen. You can put a couple in your room, maybe a few in your office thing. You know, just have them all over the place. That way, you always know when and where and how people are moving around in the house. It's like an early warning system. So she's not convinced, but she's a little worried also. So hopefully she really likes what I got her. I think she will, and I think she'll lie even if she doesn't, which is nice and also terrible. Like, I don't want somebody to have to do that. If you don't like what I got you, that's totally okay. To be like, well, you know, not really my style. I never thought I'd really want this, but, you know, I appreciate it, blah, 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 whatever. Next time, if you're going to get something like this, let me look at the designs, because I would have been able to pick one. It'll still sting a little bit, but, like, I can appreciate that. I know a lot of people would be like, no, that's, like, the worst thing you could ever do. It's a gift. You should never question or be upset about a gift. But look, I'm not that fragile. I'm fragile. I'm very fragile. But I'm not that fragile that, you know, if you don't particularly like something that I picked out for you, that I'm going to be like, oh my God. And I also really try hard not to pick out horrible gifts, things that I think, you know, that I really try to hone in on what she might enjoy. Even if she herself doesn't know she'll enjoy it yet. So a lot of it is experimental. So if I get it wrong, that's totally fine as well. Now, my wife said, oh, I got something you're really going to love. And if you don't like it, you have to pretend. Oh, okay. So it's kind of the opposite, I guess. But as easy as I am to shop for anything that is not game related, I'm a little bit more difficult to shop for because I don't really have a tremendous amount of other interests. Sure, there's some, but not a lot. So it's really hard to find something that's not gaming related, and when it is gaming related, it's better just to let me pick out what I want versus, you know, going and getting, like, I don't know, Furby Quest 3021. I don't know, I just made that one up, of course. So, yeah. Good stuff all around. Christmas time is coming. We're getting closer and closer to it. It kills me, by the way. I don't know if anybody else is like this. Let me know in the comments down below if you're this way. But when I get something for someone, I instantaneously, immediately, as soon as it's in my hands, sometimes even before it's in my hands, want to not only give them the gift immediately, I also want to tell them what it is so they can look forward and be excited by it. Because I love giving gifts. It's like the greatest thing of all time. So whenever my wife does come up with something that she wants, and then I get it for her, it hurts me a little bit. It does. And it's not because it's like, oh, okay, I can get her one. It's so expensive. You know, it's nothing like that. It's just, I love getting something that they have no idea what it is and giving it to them and them being surprised and being like, oh my God, I love it. You know, I really enjoy that aspect of it. So for me, that's like the best part of Christmas is, you know, finding specific gifts and like just the perfect thing for the perfect, you know, it's just, it feels so good. So I don't know if anybody else is like that, whether it be on birthdays or what have you. If you just really enjoy getting gifts and then it's painful to you to wait to give them the gift. Because it is. It literally hurts me. It hurts my soul. Like, right now, we're what, 5 days out at the time of recording this? And I really want to give her the gift. And I just, I can't, and it stresses me out. So it's actually probably harder for me not to give the gift than it is for the person not to receive them at this point. Which, I guess is all fine. But yeah, pretty much all Christmas shopping is more or less done at this point for me. There'll probably be one thing on the day that I'll get for someone. Well, I say that. I am waiting for the Steam Winter Sale to kick off. Once that does, I will probably get some stuff for Splooge, maybe for Mutanot, maybe Cup of Goodness, who knows. A few people I may go and get gifts for sure, almost for sure anyway. I will be getting stuff for Splooge because that's kind of what we usually end up doing. You know, oops, super far away from my parents these years, and Splooge and I still play games together. He is my father, if you did not know. And a shout out to Splooge for, you know, for any of you guys checking out the channel for the first time. All throughout the channel for many years now, Splooge has been a part of a lot of the co-op stuff that I do. And I know many of you know he's my father. He's like 62 right now, and the man still plays video games at a mostly competent level. There's times where he's incredibly good, and you're just blown away, like, how'd you manage to do that? And then there's other times where a little less good, a little heavier on the excuse side of things every once in a while, but I mean, we're all that way, right? We're like, oh, the sun was in my eyes. Oh, you know, it's all good, though. Nothing but love for Splooge. I know I berate and tease and belittle him a little bit here and there. It's for the laughs. It makes me look bad, I know, and I apologize, folks. And semi-occasionally, I do upset him, so I've endeavored to be a little bit more behaved, so that doesn't happen quite so often. But like I said, at 62, gosh, will I even be able to hold a controller or know what a keyboard is at that point? I hope so, but there's no telling. And that's not a slight against anybody that is in their golden years, I guess we'll call it. Because, you know, a lot of people function at a very high level. I just don't see me being that guy. I feel like I'll have burned out my candle. I can't even talk now. See, look, we're already starting. I'll have burnt my candle out by that point, long before I ever make it into my 60s. I'll probably be a gibbering mess versus a babbling mess, which we are right now. So there you have it. All right, a little bit of tree trimming murder there. Again, we're leaving a lot of stuff on the ground, but it's all good. I think what I'm going to do is leave this big patch in the middle. Then I'm going to go and I'm going to finish off the trees and stuff here. And this little patch of stuff. And then I'm going to go back through after that's all done. And I am going to go and do the whack into the weeds. Which is a weird phrase if you think about it. You know, a weed whacker, if you wheel. Because if you think about it, you're technically grass whacking. You're not really, I mean, maybe your grass has weeds in it, but you're not specifically doing that to get rid of or smack or hit the weeds. You're doing it because you're essentially trimming the grass. That's why a string trimmer is the official and accurate term. Well, the scientific term, I suppose, or the strimmer, if you want to combine the two. But yeah, that's always something that was weird. I'm like, why did they call it a weed whacker? I mean, like, do they just expect their whole yard to be a weed? And then on top of that, it's like, well, what if you have like a really immaculate lawn? Do you have a lawn whacker at that point? Like what are we talking here? Just one of those things that always kind of baffled me that it was called what it was called, you know? It's like, does not really track or make a lot of sense here. Alright, let's clean up this last little bit over here. And then we will go about our business. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, that's not even, stuff I've shared is not super exciting, but anything like really exciting that happened this week? I mean, not really. It's been kind of par for the course, getting prepared for my Steam winter sales streams and all that stuff going on. Got a raise. That was kind of cool. Got a raise at my at the Indie Bros, so that is always a positive thing. You reach out and you ask for it and you get it. Not quite where I was hoping to land on the actual raise, but still a significant improvement from where I was at. So that is always appreciated. And hopefully this year brings about a bit more business on that front. Doing more than enough hours at this point, on and off at least. It kind of goes like a month a little low, a month a little high, a month a little low, a month a little high. So it all balances out to about where we want it to be as far as my wife. But she's always wanting more. She's always, I'm not saying she's, I am saying she's, but she's always like, okay, well that's a help. Oh, well that's a bit more. It hurts a little. It hurts a little because, you know, I still don't make anywhere near enough to, like, even with what I made now, I think if I lived alone in like a tiny rat hole apartment with just like power and internet and water, and I'm trying to think, maybe a cell phone, I don't know that I would even survive at that point. I don't think I could pay the bills. Maybe I could. It'd be real close. It'd be real close, and then you guys would just constantly have other noises. People would be telling me to shut up all the time because, you know, I'm bad. Oh, I was going to leave that big strip. I forgot. I'm sorry. I got distracted by my own dumbness here. It's fine. Yeah, I was going to leave that big chunk because I wanted to do that last. All right, well, we're just going to leave the mower right here. And we're going to come over here. I'm vibrating. Why am I vibrating? Stop it. There we go. All right, we got the strimmer. You guys ready for the very quiet? Whoa. Really go to town on this thing, huh? Alright, we're at 99.1%. I mean, honestly, cleaning up the entire yard at this point doesn't feel like something I would want to do. But I'll probably still do it for you guys. You gotta be that completionist, you know? Get most, if not all, the bits of grass. I do want to see, and I hope to see it eventually, whether it's a DLC or they make a new game down the line. I want to see Snowblowing Simulator. Because I feel like that's the literal companion piece to this game. You do one of the two. You either mow the lawn or you blow the snow. So I definitely need to see that companion piece come down the line. Again, whether it's a DLC down the road or a separate game altogether, I would love to see it. Alright. As we slowly go, where no man has gone before. And I'm sure there's been people that have cut this part of the grass many years ago, when the world was new and fresh. So hopefully you guys are enjoying lawn mowing with Bumpy and story time with Bumpy. See, my original plan, I believe I told you guys this as well, was anytime that I actually had to go out and mow the lawn. Now, granted, it was such a delay in me getting my hands on this that lawn mowing season was over for me. But anytime I had to go mow the lawn, I was going to go and do an episode of this, either after or before, probably after. And then I was going to demand you folk go outside in the heat of summer and watch this so you can get the full experience. You know, the sweating and the sun and the heat and all that. But, again, since I got this so late in the year, lawn mowing season was kind of over at that point for me. I feel like that just wouldn't make a lot of sense to wait that long. So, here we are. We're just going to kind of do it, hopefully, weekly. I know I actually skipped a week, so apologies there. I may just throw this one in, like, midway. Maybe, like, around the Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. But, yeah, no, this is, like I said, this has been a lot of fun. I have enjoyed this immensely. And I believe I will continue to enjoy this immensely. We are going to go and finish the lawn, I think. I mean, we could technically just do a little bit and get our percentage complete and call it a day. But again, I want to do a good job, you know? Have a little pride in what you do. I don't know. I'm assuming that, like, some of this we're going to cut at, like, the wrong length. And I don't really know if it's like a string trimmer that's doing that or just a different length of the ground. And by length of the ground, I mean like the uneven ground. I don't know why I phrased it the way I phrased it. And there's also not really a gauge of like how far down we're going. I suppose I wouldn't be opposed to or upset about maybe setting having a depth setting on here if like we are cutting the grass too low or too high or whatever. You know, kind of like with the lawnmower, you set it to a certain depth. I wouldn't hate seeing something like that for this. So yeah, the original reason I wanted to leave the big chunk of grass in the middle was I don't want this to be like, oh, you're done at 99 or whatever percent, and then we could just go. I wanted to be able to like have that big chunk of lawn left, where when we got done, all we had to do was like a strip or two of you know, running down the lawn, and then it's like, oh, you're done, and then we just finish it up with the lawnmower. But now we got to go painstakingly through this, which we're gonna do anyway. It doesn't look like there's any collision with this, so you can't bump into stuff and damage it like you and get fined like you can with the lawnmower itself. So that feels pretty okay. I think it's going to be this tree or the next tree we're going to get our percent complete. We still got a lot to do, in my opinion. What's this tree? No? Oh, I guess I cut that tree pretty close. Well, I was wrong with that. You should have a degree in being wrong all of the time. Yeah, I should. I wouldn't be opposed to them having a button where you can lock this on, so you don't necessarily have to hold the trigger button. But it's not a requirement, and it's not something that they need to do immediately. It'd be okay. It's kind of like what, we're also playing Power Wash Simulator, right? They have the ability to, you know, lock your power wash gun on, and it just keeps spraying. You don't have to hold the button the whole time, and I appreciate that. It's not like with the weed whacker here that we have to do like a specific. It's gonna be 99.9. Be this. Okay, it is slowed its roll, or I just have a lot less grass here. Yeah. Yeah, it's not like we're holding, you know, the right trigger at a specific, you know, thing to, like when you're driving, yeah, you hold it down partially to go slower or faster. You don't really have that, so even toggling it on and off feels like it could be better than maybe the holding. I don't know, but I suppose when you're doing this manually, like in real life, Z's, you are. Oh, okay. We got the complete. I didn't even notice. You are actually holding it down. Because my hand hurts pretty bad after doing this for a while. As I get done, I'm like, ugh. I had to take the thing out of my right hand because I'm holding the button, and like get feeling back in my arm because of all the vibration and everything else. It's like, oh my goodness. I'm not talking about the control. I'm talking about when I actually mowed the lawn and I used the old weed whacker. Alright, we have done the job. Flawlessly, probably not. Flawed, most assuredly. Actually, we might have done it flawlessly. I mean, from here I don't see anything that we missed. Well, that's cool. I can appreciate that. Alright, let's get our beast back up into the mix. How do we turn it on with this? Not too bad. Oh, not even that long of an episode, which is nice. I mean, we smacked the snot out of a lot of the places so far, so. Alright. Alright, we have pressed and we have held B. We are ready to get out of here. Let's get to it. Leave the location. The Orchard Cottage is feeling pretty good. It's also looking pretty good. Alright, let's do the breakdown here. The ground check time bonus, 724 monies. 25 cash monies for the earnings in general there. The cutting time bonus, we got extra 17. Penalties and fines were less than the ground check time bonus, so that's pretty good. 525 despite me smashing into stuff all the time. $5 in collisions alone. 11 cents in ground damage or whatever. And there's that 15 cents in incorrect height penalty that I'm not really sure when and how and why it does what it does, but it's all good. So we made ourselves 1,084 cash monies on this, and I'm okay with that. Next up, our compatriot made 1,698 on this, which is pretty good. And our other compatriot made 1,407. So we'll take it. Advertising campaign updates, print magazine, ad ongoing. Okay, we got 105 more RP. We paid a $1,350 small business loan. Where are we at monetarily at this point? We're at 8,000 monies. What I would like to do, and I know that we probably can't do it, I would like to repay one of my loans completely, but then that'll mean that we are potentially unable to pay a loan fee for like the next payment. So it's rough. We're since we borrowed so much to get to where we're at, we're actually barely breaking even with the jobs that we are going out on. So yeah, it's a little pressure, a little bit much there. All right, let's do the mowers first. We're gonna do all of our maintenance and repair. Oh wait, we never used that one. Sorry. Full repair. Oh, all right. Then we go here, maintenance, full repair. And our final skag, full. All right, we're still rocking almost 8,700 monies. We're doing okay. And I believe that we work, what, 5 days a week in this game? So it's Tuesday, the 13th of April. Hey, that would be my birthday. It would be April 13th. Oh, nice. Was it a Tuesday this year? I don't remember. Probably. No, I don't want to exit career mode. All right, let's go find out what we're doing next. Parkland Square, this is a trash pickup, not something we want to do right now. The rear lawns, the orchard again, and Paddock C. All right, so I think I'm going to do the least of them, which is a bad idea, by the way. It's the most okay. We're gonna put Poppy in there. No, we're not. We're going to put Erin in there. Sorry. We'll let her use she can use that. And she can have one of these. Whatever. Yeah. So, for the orchard, we're going to let Poppy go do the orchard. We're going to give her our Turf Tiger, too. Which makes me incredibly sad. Well, we're going to give it to her. And she's going to be able to do that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to do the 285. Employee, it's going to be me. We're going to go on the Skag Patriot 52. That's fine. And I believe we're doing this one. Okay. I guess that's pretty much it with that. Question. Do we have to charge these or anything? Yeah. Parts exchange for equipment? Okay. Oh, sorry. And what about these? We gotta refuel them. Okay, I guess we're fine with that. Alright, no, I don't want to exit career mode. Alright, so we have all of our stuff ready to go. We'll be able to begin this in the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I said, story time might not be the most exciting or interesting thing, but, you know, we just chilling, we're relaxing, we're having some fun, mowing some lawns, doing what we do. And hopefully you guys are all okay with that. Anyway, folks, till the very next episode, I've been your host, Bumpy McSquigums. Thank you so much for stopping by the Freak Show. We play, we fight, we conquer.